I want your heads in the clouds. And so what I want are lofty thoughts. And I want to have at least 3 or more words in these clouds. Now, it does not have to be a complete sentence. In fact, it's better if it's a phrase. So I'm going to ask myself, what is really bothering her that she's frustrated and irritated? Why is she having these feelings? She can't go on the field trip, and I can't write that down here because that's a concrete detail. Remember, I have got my green pen in my hand. So when I say to my students, why is she frustrated and irritated? And they say, well, because she can't, go on the field trip, or she can't be with her friends. Then I say to them, no, that's concrete detail. That's not commentary. What is stirring inside of her? How is she feeling about her life that is frustrating her with her mom? Well, in my mind, I'm thinking that she's not in control. That she feels like that she doesn't have control over her time or her decisions. See, that's my inferencing. That's my thinking. That's my wiggle. This is what I'm thinking that she's feeling. Right? That's why I think she's frustrated and irritated. That she's not in control of her time or decisions. She wants to make her own decisions. So what's another way of that she wants to make her own decisions? I think that she wants to be independent. And so I ask myself these questions in order to come up with the answers. Remember that when you are writing, you have to ask yourself questions. You have to ask questions of the text. You have to get in there and get deep and think to yourself, why? Why is this important? What is important about the fact that she slowly wanders out and flops into a chair? What does this say about her? And so from that, I'm going to come up with these ideas. And it takes practice. So the more you do this, the better you get. And now what I'm going to do, look at all this good green stuff. I call it green juice because it's healthy for you. And what I am going to do now is what Jane Schaffer called pick and stitch. She called it pick and stitch. And what that means is that we're going to pick whatever's in this box. I can select anything in this box. And I can select one thing, or I can select 2, 3, or all 4 if I wanted to. And I'm going to stitch them together into my sentence. Some students like to call it plug and play. We're going to plug these in and play it in a sentence. And so I like my word frustrated, and I can use that, but I don't have to. Remember, I don't have to use all of this. I don't have to use any one. I can make decisions now. But look, I've got such good information. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up frustrated and this part. And so I'm going to use these 2 parts here. And so I cross it out because when you use it, you lose it. Sometimes I say, when you choose it, you lose it. When you use it, you lose it. When you use it, you lose it. And so I'm going to cross this out, and I'm going to write frustrated. Cecilia realizes she has no control over her time or life decisions. Now remember that the ratio is 1 to 2 plus. Don't forget that. You've got 2 plus. So if I wanted to, I could add another sentence here. I could use this part about that she wants to be independent. I could write that here if I wanted to. Now I've finished this part. There's my first commentary sentence.